Hi, I'm Chris Young. Behind the camera we have Dave Leneff, and today we're going to review our XR75. This unit is designed for pharma applications like this strip. So these are those strips that you would put oral dissolvable strips in your mouth. They're incredibly thin, and it's really important to make sure that they're the correct strip, the correct size, and that they're not into some of the packaging so that they're sealed in this void in the middle here. So we're going to see how the XR75 Pharma can accomplish all those tasks, which is pretty cool. But before we do, as you can tell, this is a really thin, small product. And X-ray looks at density and thickness, and well, quite frankly, there's not a lot here. So we have to do things a little bit differently, and part of the design of this machine is different. So one thing we've done is we've actually created a split belt conveyor. And why that is believe it or not, this belt is significantly thicker than this package. So we can't look through the belt and not have it affect our inspection level. So as the product passes through, it goes right between. That's where it's x-rayed. So it's literally x-rayed in air. So we see just the packaging and the strip. So kind of nice little design here. You also notice that this is a very low power unit, but there's a slight gap here to allow these strips to pass through under the curtains. I believe that gap's around 10 millimeters. Okay, so it's completely set up for this type of product. So what we're gonna do, start it up. We already have it set up. And what we're gonna do is run through all the different parameters. So we're gonna look for a few different things. And just for reference, this is like that little strip that's in the middle. You can just see how thin that piece is. We actually have two of them in this one pouch. But we're going to verify that this little strip is the right size physically, so the right area. It's actually the right thickness, or the virtual weight or volume is correct. It doesn't go up into that seal area where it might get torn pulling it out of the package or have damage to allow outside air to come in. Then we can also check for contaminants as well. So with it all running, what we'll see is we have 200 product menus. You'd want to set up a different menu for each strip because the size of the strips, the thickness of the strips can vary. But what we're going to look for is any contaminants. If the strip gets into that sealing area, if it's the wrong size, this is actually area, is this one. The next one is the mass, so the virtual weight. We're going to check for all those parameters at the same time. So this is actually the wrong strip, so we'll just run it through and see what it does. So you notice that a couple things happened. Well, one, we see something up there, and you see it's the sealing. So what this actually has, you probably won't be able to see it, but if you can see it just right, there's tape right above my thumb.
Yeah, there it is.
And that's exactly that spot. So there shouldn't be with anything with density in the sealing area that we have identified with that yellow line. If we see either the pouch or anything get in that area, we know that there's potential to have a bad seal. So we simulated that by putting a piece of tape in that area. You'll also notice that the virtual weight came up as 134%. Well, that's actually going to be bad too. So what we can do is just check this out. So the contaminants, those came through, they were all okay, all green. The next one is the missing, this is the area. You'll notice that it's showing you the area of the strip itself. It came up as red. Visually, you can see it went up above the reject red mark, so that was rejected for area. The next one is the virtual weight. It too went up above the red area. It came back as a reject as well. And its actual value is shown right on the main screen at 134%. So this is definitely the wrong strip, it's the wrong size, it has the wrong mass, and there's something wonky in the seal area. So this would have been rejected for 3 different criteria, which is kind of cool. So let's just say you were expecting the smaller strip to be in for whatever reason. Something happened with the packaging, the wrong strip got into the package. Well, now you're checking both the size and the mass of that. So you have 2 ways to make sure that the right strip is in the right package and it's the right size and mass. Also, if we go here and we look at the data manage, you can see on that last run we just did, we have a couple different things going on. So that one right there, that purple box, that's showing that it's missing, that's the area. This blue one is showing something's in the seal. The little up arrow is showing that it's overweight. So whenever anything is rejected, it shows you all the different reasons why, and it also captures the image as well. So if we wanted to look at this image again, we could click it and hit display, and there it is. Okay. And you can go back and see exactly what was rejected with the icons. Okay, so we know this is not the right strip. Bye-bye strip. So this should be the right strip. So we're going to run it through, and well, we'll know because it'll say okay. And okay. So that means all of these conditions were satisfied. Every single one was in the set parameter ranges, and it is okay. So you can see the strip is there. It is not in that seal area, and there's nothing else lighting up because, again, we learned it for this product. So now to simulate some of these other things. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these, and I'm going to push it into the seal area, and we're going to run it through. So this is the correct strip, but you can see when it gets in that seal area, it rejects. Okay. So if that strip were to get into the sealing area where it might get caught and you can't remove it, or maybe the seal is just broken and it's open to atmosphere, we can reject that when product gets into that defined seal area. Okay, so now another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take another identical strip and I'm going to put it exactly on top of the other one. So it's going to be the right size, but now it should be the wrong weight. So we run it through and we see it came up red, and you'll see virtual weight was 124%. Okay, so the size was actually good. It was green because it is the right size. However, from a virtual weight standpoint, it's actually bad. Okay, because there's two of them. And you can adjust any one of these for whatever you want. So this is 10% high or low. You can adjust it whatever is best for your product. Okay. So now what we'll do is we'll make it the wrong area. We'll just extend the strips out. So now, the virtual weight is still bad, okay, because it is two strips. And now as we go off to the area, we're going to see it too is bad, because you can see it's now a much larger area. So this is actually just an ideal solution for this type of product. Obviously, as you're trying to put these strips in this packaging, they are very thin. They can slip and just not make it into the package. And this checks for 4 different parameters. So again, simultaneously looking for contaminant. No product is in the sealing area. If any product is missing, it's the wrong area. And then as well, if it's the mass is wrong or it's too thick, it'll reject that as well. And Dave just says, hey, can we do the area? Well, we just did. So this one is the wrong area.
So do the missing.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So you'll see this one's the wrong area, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull them all out. So now it's going to be completely missing. Okay. Okay, so that was an NG. So now when we go in here, it should trigger both the area and the mass. And we look, and we see, boom. So there's no area because there's nothing in here. It's not painting anything in green. It's at 0. And the same thing is going to happen on the virtual weight. It's not painting anything. It's a reject. So this can really help make sure that your customers are satisfied. They get what they're paying for. It's the right size, and it is the correct strip. And as well, that there is no product in the seal area. To learn more, please visit us online. Thank you very much.